Alright, welcome back to Let's Play Hot Wheels Stunt Driver 2, Getting Dirty. First things first, you'll probably notice that my voice sounds a little bit different. It's because my old microphone actually stopped working, and I'm now recording this with my phone propped up against a cereal box. The most stupid recording setup I've ever had, and I've had some ridiculous ones, believe me. I just don't have to climb in and out of this one, but this one's probably only going to have... This is probably only going to be a recording session that lasts like an episode or two anyway, so it's not going to be a big deal. We're about done with this game. However, unfortunate news, we're probably not going to have any more episodes this week of Hot Wheels things after this series ends, because I don't want to record more stuff using my phone like this. So, but I have ordered a new microphone, so that's going to happen sometime soon anyways. By the way, I wasn't sure if I noticed, I don't know if your wheels always catch fire when you start off like that, or if it's just if you press up right as the light turns green. Regardless, there's one little thing I wanted to show that I kind of forgot about actually. It's most noticeable, I think, with this particular car. You might be noticing it already, maybe not. It only seems to happen if you crash from jumps. It's really annoying having to try to see past the cereal box. It's most noticeable though on the wheel on the back of the car. Oh, you notice that if you keep wrecking, the car actually gets more and more deformed. I was apparently really bad at this game back in the day because I would crash on everything, and I would get really used to seeing this car horrendously deformed. So I'm guessing other cars do the same, I just don't know how they do it. I didn't unlock many cars back in that day. Anyways, so, we have a couple things to do. I mean, only a couple. We have 3 cars to unlock. That's pretty much it. And then there's not much else to show, but there is other stuff to show. Now, you might have noticed if you watched my little video where I modified the game's files to do some funny things as that here. Or Turbo Flame, more properly, I guess, in game. You might have noticed I actually had a car here unlocked. I accidentally unlocked that car as I was toying with the stats for the different cars. So, I guess in the spirit of that, I will actually use this car to unlock that car. Assuming that I unlocked it the way I think I do. I unlocked it on this track at least. And the way I unlocked it was I just did... Oh man, this car doesn't actually rotate very quickly. Not my preferred car then. Let's use a car that's better at rotating. Definitely on XG3. Alex maybe? No. Oh, we were also going to say, forgot about this. This car is going to be... This is kind of a stretch, but we do what we have to. This is the one car that seems to have the Hot Wheels logo on it, the only one, and we've usually said that cars that have the Hot Wheels logo on them are Drifting Rhinestorm, so I guess I'll say it's Drifting Rhinestorm. It's more of a green than a blue, I think, but it's also kind of bluish. Kind of like Drift King 24/7. This also looks a little bit like... I can't remember what it's called. This one weird shaped car that was in both Burnt Rubber and, notably, the GV version of Velocity X. I don't remember what it was called. Something weird, like V-Cats or something weird like that. But we were going to say this is actually Danny, plus it's green and the Suzuka was green anyways, so it kind of works. Don't know why Danny would have max stats or whatever. Could also use this car. We haven't used this car yet, I don't think. Listen to this thing. So if we can manage to get a nice... Oh, I did not rotate the way I thought I would there. A really big rotation with this car. I might be able to unlock something here. That's how I unlocked something here before at least. I did a ludicrously big rotation. As Turbo Flame here. Maybe the fact that I was Turbo Flame had something to do with it? I'm not sure. I guess at the timing on that. I'm trying to do the rotations one at a time. And mark my words, even if I can't figure out how to unlock these cars, we will see all the cars. Don't worry. Oh, that was a little unfortunate. Nope, I'm not holding it long enough. I expect the car to rotate faster for some reason. Alright, one more go. Oh yeah, you actually have to time it right to get those flames to appear. Ah man, the timing's really strict though. Just holding it like this would not be easy. Would probably be the best way. I know though, since I didn't mention that twice earlier and whoops. I still unlocked the car. But I don't know if it's track specific or not, or if it's specific to which car I'm using. I was using Turbo Flame on this track, and I did a mass rotation when I unlocked the one car last time. So that's what I'm trying to do now. Whoops. Forgot to rotate the other way a little bit. This probably isn't especially fun to watch either. I don't want to just give up and not actually unlock the other cars properly too quickly. And you completely lose all reference to how the car is actually supposed to rotate. You have to think of the whole thing as one rotation though. So if it doesn't look like it's oriented correctly, you need to actually rotate in all three axes again. I don't know if you start rotating at the same speed in every direction. I think you do. At least this car does. I think it rotates in every direction at the same speed. So I think you can just hold every direction and have that work out. Okay, I unlocked the car that way somehow. I don't know how I unlocked the car that way. That's a new car too. Maybe because I landed on two wheels? But here's this car. I don't know what to call this car. Let's say it's another minion of that or something, I guess, since it has the same paint job as Turbo Flame, maybe. Unless something else occurs to me for this car. I shouldn't even think about this car since it's actually in the opening too. Look at the episode time. How long is this episode being on for? 8 minutes, okay. I don't have my commentary recording on screen. That's usually how I can tell how long the episode's been recording for. Yeah, I don't have much of an idea otherwise. It's just a big black, red, and yellow car, or kind of truckish. By the way, I have no idea what the stat here means. So when I was modifying the car stats, it seems like this is actually acceleration and this is speed. Because if I jacked up the car's speed, this is the stat that would go higher on this menu. And this would correspond to acceleration if I changed the car stats in the game's files. So I might be misreading that throughout these two games. I don't know. Let's try out this car real quick, I guess. It's probably not going to rotate as quickly. I did at one point see a claim that you need to press all 4 keys at once. To unlock a car. 4 rotation keys. There's that one. There we go. So that's only unlocked before. So that's minions doing very that-ish things. Oh, by the way, so how's that work out in the lore? That being here. Well, actually, this is gonna be that's minion that came here with that, actually. That's the idea. Yeah. So this will be, I guess battle spec, just under a different appearance now. Do I care to finish this? I guess I might as well. I'm happy with how this one turned out. Didn't quite commit. By the way, I noticed that the count on the bottom right is not actually, that's not very good time anyways, is not actually just seconds, it is actually in fact minutes and seconds, just a little bit wider. This one though, this one I was going to say is Swoopy Doo actually. It's kind of golden, and it has that raised tail. So let's see what Sweepy can do here. So I don't know if it depends on what track we're on as for unlocking new cars or what. I have no idea how to unlock the other car because people basically told me, good luck, we have no idea how to unlock the other cars. So this car doesn't feel very impressive in terms of rotation. Sorry, Sweepy. So I don't know if it's track specific in any capacity or not. Whoa, what sound was that? Huh. Is there anybody I haven't played as yet? Yes. I don't think we haven't played as Alex, or haven't meaningfully played as that either. Let's try out just from Storm real quick. The right control thing doesn't really work though. That's... I'm not actually really capable of pressing the right control key. I'm curious if going from a bicycle to a bicycle... No. Maybe one bicycle to another would be one way. I'm getting it. Or of unlocking a car. Oh, that's too much. I think I've kind of figured out the right amount of rotation for this. Darn. I don't want to turn too much because that kills your bicycle. Okay. Ah! Darn. It needs to be right there, for instance. Let me try that again. This is a good easy track for trying to unlock things, though, it feels like. And I'd be surprised if pressing all 4 buttons at once would do anything anyways. So I'm not too worried about whether or not that's actually the right thing to do. Oh, whoops, there's a straightaway right there, too. And try to do it there. I doubt that starting a jump, doing a bicycle one direction, and you get doing bicycle in another direction is actually a way to unlock into the car, but we're just trying out ideas. Just Ryan Storm is trying to show off. What? That looked pretty good to me. No, you can't just mash up to get a fast start. Oh, come on! I feel like I was getting pretty good at it. So the idea with that, though, so it turns out that Ballistic had, in fact, done exactly what I'd promised to do with that. It had, in fact, brought us to that, as promised. And that simply brought us into the simulation. In doing so. Because it wanted us to be outside the eyes of somebody else. Come on! Who, of course. That might be another matter. See if Alex can do this better. Alex can be here to show up. Shoot me Ryan Storm. Now that felt like too much. That feels like too much too. Okay, cool. But then why is it that when I do what feels like enough, it turns out to be too much? Like this feels like it might just be too much. Yes. Okay. It's like I feel like I mostly have the right idea. Of how much to rotate. I just all of a sudden I'm not getting it. Ah, Bedlam! Ruining everything. Jeez. And a moment ago I was able to land one of these after another. What's been happening? I'm kind of curious if I modify XT3 stats to allow it to do barrel rolls, if I can get it to... Yeah, this car's pretty fast. What? See, why can't I do... Are you only allowed to do it on certain... There we go. No. It's worth a try. Okay, so what else might I do to unlock the car? I don't even know what I did to unlock the cars I have unlocked, to be perfectly honest. That's the thing. And it's about it for this episode. Actually, I didn't think we'd have many episodes left, but I spoke briefly about that. So that, in fact, did intend to bring us here. That did bring us here itself, and followed us here into the simulation. Once we got near it, back and beat that, as Battlesec brought us to it. And now Battlesec and that are here to talk to us a little bit about what we're gonna do. In fact, not quite that in this case, more slingshot, I guess we're now be calling it. Because that doesn't quite seem to have the same ridiculous reality warping abilities that it did before, as you can see here. As much as that one video was entertaining, that is not actually capable of that in reality, of the ridiculous rotations or anything like that. So what is going on here? Well, that has something it wants to bring us to back in, well, another place that I'll bring us to later, but that's after this game, so we'll worry about that later. But for the time being, that'll be it for this episode. It's been Hot Wheels Stunt Driver 2, Stunt Track Driver 2, Getting Dirty. I'll see you guys next time. Next episode, we try to unlock the last car. We'll see it no matter what. I guarantee you that, but I don't know how we're gonna unlock it. In any case, see you next time, guys. And there's also a little bit more stuff to do too, beyond that. Anyways, see you guys.